What you see on the screen is an African village full of celebration, color and joy. There are masquerades, drumming, dancing and lots of movement. I too, even though not from this particular tribe, get caught up in the frenzy, so much so that I almost miss what is happening to the young girls escorted around in the processions. My name is Joe.Archibong, a member of the St. Patrick's Missionary Society or Kiltegan Fathers. I am taking time off to visit our Kiltegan mission in the village called Miya. This is the village of Miya in the state of Bauchi in the north of Nigeria. It is named after the leaves of the baobab tree that can be seen all around the village. To get there, I first have to arrive at the famous city of Jos and then begin a 2-hour drive further north to Miya. Northern Nigeria has recently been rocked by a lot of senseless violence by the jihadi group called Boko Haram. There is a lot of insecurity in the north of Nigeria that the government does not seem capable of protecting the lives of the citizens. On the way to Miya, we come upon one of the many roadblocks put up by the Nigerian military. I am reminded to put away my camera, otherwise I face the wrath of the fierce Nigerian soldiers. My hosts in Miya are Kiltegan Father Vitalis and Julius, the student on pastoral experience. The Kiltegans were invited to work in Miya over 10 years ago. However, they had worked in the nearby diocese of Minna in northern Nigeria since the 1960s. The area which Father Vitalis has to evangelize is so vast that it isn't called a parish as such. Rather, it is called a pastoral area, taking you 2 hours to cross by car from one end to the other. Being in the north of Nigeria, Miya is predominantly Muslim because of the arrival of the Arabs in the 19th century. A good percentage still practice their original animist religion. The minority are Christians, most of them of the Catholic faith. This is real mission territory. So how many classes have we here? Three, okay. There are 11 outstations where Mass is celebrated. Some outstations have Catholic schools in them, while some are just too remote to have a school built in them. During the rainy season, some stations are not reachable. I witnessed firsthand what primary evangelization really is, what the early missionaries must have encountered and done when they first arrived. Father Vitalis ventures far into the remote villages and meets and befriends the people, especially the chief. If he feels welcome enough, he builds very simple structures for worship and meetings with the people. Later, as numbers increase, a stronger structure is put up and even more people begin to worship and learn the Christian faith. When the time is right, a primary and nursery school is put up, even though it is very difficult to get teachers willing to teach in these places, as well as funds for running the schools. The people of Miya, like other tribes in Nigeria, hold an annual festival to celebrate their culture and identity. I happened to be there for the 2018 festival. In the village square, there is a big sacred rock, inside which they believe there is a spirit that binds them all together. That day, thousands of natives of Miya arrive from far and near to participate in the festivals and rituals. If you are in the midst of the people during this festival, you too could get caught up in the spirit of celebration that you fail to observe certain strange things happening around you. It is a bit like watching an exciting soccer match in a packed stadium. I notice young girls being escorted by fierce-looking masquerades around the village square. There must be hundreds of these young girls in the processions. I get disturbed and I ask what is happening to these girls. I am told they have been married off and they are being escorted to their marital homes for the first time. I think it is all a joke, but then the very next day I see big wheelbarrows moving their belongings to their new homes and I realize this is not a joke. These girls look like teenagers to me and I am horrified to see their mothers escorting them as well. Parents seem proud that their daughters are found worthy to go through this ancient rite of passage. The people of Miya, like other tribes, feel the need to populate and keep their culture and language alive, and so they marry among themselves and do so early enough. Coming from a small tribe myself, I do understand the need for survival. However, the look on the faces of these young girls and their body language speaks for itself. I take these shots in the year 2018. These girls know that they should be in school preparing for a career of their choice and not being subjected to being a wife and a young mother against their will. I say this with all due respect to this culture that has survived for centuries.
Mutanen Siri da aikinku anan aiklisiyarmu.
So what can the Kiltigan fathers do in solidarity with these girls? I see for myself that there are only 2 Kiltigan missionaries in that village and the Catholics are in the minority. We therefore have to tread softly as we oppose these oppressive traditions, otherwise we could be expelled from the village. The one response and weapon the Kiltigan fathers have is education. We endeavor to build nursery and primary schools in whatever village we evangelize in. The hope is that young girls who go through our schools will someday be empowered to begin to challenge and break some of the oppressive bits of their beautiful culture. Boys and girls are treated equally in the mission compound. They learn side by side in the classrooms, serve mass together, play volleyball together, etc. Even in the parish council, there is a strong sense of gender balance, which is rare in this part of Nigeria. We can only change and lead by example. I traveled to one of the farthest Catholic stations called Kiem. It takes 2 hours on a motorcycle, and it is not accessible when the rains come. However, the local teacher, paid by the Kiltegan fathers, is very happy and committed to keep the school going. For the first time in my life, I see children do their sums in the sand because the resources available are not enough to acquire and transport durable stationery. The Kiltegans begin with what is available, hoping that growth will come with time. I observe these young happy girls sing in church, and I can't help but wonder what their future will be. Will they have a voice? Will they have freedom tomorrow? Mrs. Obi Ezekwesili is one of Nigeria's most highly respected and educated women. As a minister, she used her position to found the Bring Back Our Girls movement when hundreds of schoolgirls were abducted in Chibok in the north of Nigeria years ago. Mrs. Ezekwesili was educated in the southeast of Nigeria, where the Holy Ghost and St. Patrick's Fathers invested a lot of energy in building good schools and training teachers. She had a good start in life and is now able to reach out and help other women less lucky than herself. Providing free education to the girl child in our poorer parishes is a gospel response to misogyny and violence against women. We thank you, our faithful benefactors, for helping us provide this education by means of your regular donations. We have no doubt that you will help us spread the word to family and friends. Access to basic education is indeed a human right. It will take an empowered, educated woman to free her fellow woman in Africa.